being recorded and live streamed?
Yes, we are live now.
Great. Thank you, Boyana. Thank you very much to M-House Media, to Boyana and to Nemanja for the invaluable help with putting this across and making sure that all the technical glitches are ironed out and sorted. And that is what just happened right now. Just a few technical hitches and glitches, and that's all done. So thank you very much to you. So hello, welcome. Greetings, everybody. This is the third in our series of Meet the Mohanji Foundation's Global Council of Nine. Now, what is the importance of this council, and why now, at this stage, that Mohanji, the founding father of Mohanji Foundation, has deemed it necessary and important to appoint this Council of Nine. So this is the third in our series. We're going to be introducing you to the next two of the councillors who have been appointed. But firstly, let's take a look at the Mohanji Foundation's relevance in the world. What is its relevance, and why has the foundation grown so rapidly over the last several years to where it is now, that it is a force? It has become actually a movement in service to humanity. Okay, that's what it's all about. Service to humanity, adding value to the world, responding to situations like natural disasters, whether they be earthquakes or whether they be floods, people affected by these conditions, or simply serving life unconditionally, uplifting and responding to the needs of the people, obviously, who are in need. So my name is Ami, and thank you so much for joining us. Now, when I'm talking about the relevance of Mohanji Foundation today and the breadth and the scope of its work, like in the first of our series, when we spoke to the Mohanji Foundation CEO, who was Madhusudan Rajagopalan, we spoke also about the global impact report. Now you will find that on this channel, and you will see the breadth of work that has been undertaken by Mohanji Foundation and its various subsidiaries all over the world. We are registered formally in 18 countries, and there's a presence of Mohanji Foundation in about 40 countries, and other activities, which, if all included, we are talking about 90 countries where Mohanji Foundation has a footprint. And this is all about service to life. So with this in mind, looking at the rapid growth of Mohanji Foundation's platforms, this council was created by Mohanji, activated again on the 23rd, but now I'm going to bring in the next two of our councillors. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Barbara Dizdarevic, and she is joining us from Switzerland, and we're also going to be talking to Ganesh Venkatachalam, and he's joining us from Virginia in the United States. And we have today Boyana, who is helping us with all the technical stuff, and she is in Singapore, and I am here in Johannesburg. So we're crossing various time zones, and to bring you this. Good afternoon to you, Barbara. Welcome, or hello rather, because it's, I think, good day to you there, I think. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful of you to join us. Yes.
Thank you, Ami.
Yeah, Barbara, you are the youngest member on the council. What are your feelings about being on the council, appointed specifically by Mohanji as being one of the first councillors? What does this mean to you?
Thank you, Ami. Thank you for the introduction, and you have already introduced the work of the foundation so beautifully. As you mentioned, the activities are growing across the world so much. So the importance of having this council, it was really the time to have this council. And I am very blessed, of course, and grateful for having the opportunity from Mohanji to be a member of this council. I think now this is the 11th year that I'm volunteering for the foundation. So definitely, I think that has a relevance. And I think one of the keys for me when I thought about it, I didn't expect it, honestly. But when I thought about what brought me here to be a member of this council, really is first of all, the clear vision, understanding the relevance of the foundation in today's society and bringing in stability to today's society in this chaotic world. And then, of course, this has to be followed by our commitment and our consistency, over the last 10 and 11 years. And I know Ganesh for many years. I met him in 2014, actually 10 years ago now, in the States. Commitment and consistency are one of the keys, in my opinion, because without these two factors, there cannot be anything, any success, any proper success. Yeah. So this, I think, it's the right time, and it's the time of need for this council, because the activities of the foundation are really growing so rapidly that this body, this council, can bring in more stability to the activities. And whenever there are important decisions to be brought, then the council is there. And although I'm the youngest member, I think in so many ways age doesn't matter. So yeah.
That was a very beautifully put, Barbara. Having walked, you were one of those people, amazing, amazing souls who, without a doubt, when you just joined Mohanji Foundation in 2013, went up to Mohanji and said, I wish to join the foundation. I wish to join Mohanji Foundation on a full-time basis. And still very young, 19 years old at the time. But we'll come back to that. Let's bring in Ganesh first. Ganesh, it is congratulations on your appointment also to the council. And I know it's been quite a journey with Mohanji bringing you here to this point. Let's hear from you about how you see this council operating, and firstly, your appointment to it.
Thank you, Amy. It's an opportunity. It's a great opportunity to talk to you, and thank you for doing this program and bringing all of us together to give our perspectives and understanding of what this council is all about and how it is going to impact the organization and, of course, the world. To step back, I think Mohanji is a contemporary master whose teachings are simple and direct. His informal approach has drawn people from all walks of life and all ages, and they connect with him at their own level. Of course, all religions too. So these teachings embody the ancient Vedic principles, and even though he's able to articulate it so beautifully in the contemporary, understandable language that people can assimilate and ingest. Now, I think Mohanji has been for some time thinking about the future. And I think Mohanji in this, by the appointment of the council, I think he is thinking long term. So the way I see the council is as a living, breathing system that Mohanji has put in place, which is going to be guided by a group of individuals who will ensure broadly a few things. One, the preservation of the teachings of Mohanji in the long term, so there is no distortion to his teachings. The second is to discuss and adopt best practices as our organizations grow. It's important for us to imbibe the best practices around the world from a management perspective to ensure that this organization is alive and breathing as well, and to make sure that we imbibe the best ways that the organization can grow. The council also, I think, is an opportunity for us to facilitate new ideas and perspectives. And finally, I think that the objective of the council is to have a collective, democratic decision-making. And of course, it's also a collective responsibility to ensure that this council is providing the guidance that is needed for the organization as it is exploding in its growth around the world.
That's a wonderful, concise, and very in-depth explanation of the council and how you see it also being, its establishment and also its evolvement as we continue with the activities of the Mohanji Foundation. Thank you very much for that, Ganesh. That was really amazing. And now, just just to give those of you who are hearing about the Mohanji Foundation for the first time here on our channel, and to give you an idea of the amount of work that the foundation has done, obviously with the help of local volunteers from various different parts of the country. Now, the impact is felt widely, and Mohanji Foundation was awarded the prestigious BRICS CCI Barra Award. It was a jury recommended award, and that was to Mohanji and also to the foundation itself. For Mohanji, for his global compassion ambassador award, and that came under the Lifetime Achievement Award category. And then the jury actually selected who this award was going to be presented or awarded to, and it was Mohanji that they chose in recognition of his absolutely amazing and remarkable achievements and impact globally, and his unwavering commitment and innovative spirit on display where the foundation's activities are concerned, and also Mohanji Foundation. And the award was presented by the former president of India, Ramnath Kovind. Also, then this was followed by Mohanji being honored a doctorate from the Pacific Academy of Higher Education and Research University. This honor is only the fourth in the university's history, which celebrated Mohanji, and that was all about the work and through his initiatives through the Mohanji Foundation. Then later this year, in September, right here in South Africa, in September, the Conscious Companies Awards is also going to be honoring Mohanji for his amazing humanitarian work all over the world, and also here in South Africa, as I mentioned earlier. Now, Barbara, being the youngest on the council, and you have a very mature outlook and spirit as to what the responsibilities of the council is. But I'd just like to talk a little bit about yourself first, just to give those an idea, or give people an idea as to how you came to be joining Mohanji Foundation right in the first place. I mean, you were just 19 years old and you came to Mohanji and you told him you want to serve his mission on a full-time basis. How did that come about?
Yes, thank you, Ami. Although that's probably for an entire book, I'll try to keep it as concise as possible. I met Mohanji 11 years ago, and I was still studying at that. Actually, I was still going to high school at that time. And then in 2014, when I started studying, I went to the States and I started working in the States. So in 2014, 15, 16, I was working a lot. I had like 2 or 3 jobs. And one morning I literally just woke up and I realized I don't want to do this. I don't want to live this life from work to home and home to work, and nothing else exists. It's just about working to sustain a living and not creating any positive impact. And just looking at how Mohanji positively impacts the lives of so many beings, I decided that I want to dedicate my time fully to this foundation, to this mission of supporting humanity, And then in 2015, I initially told him that I would like to join the foundation full time. But though I was still studying at that time, he told me to take a bit more time, and I'm very young, so am I sure that I would like to take this route, which is quite unordinary for somebody of that age. So then another year I was working in the States, and in 2016 it was my final decision that I would definitely like to join the foundation full time and give my maximum capacity and time to this foundation that is creating such a positive impact. Because, of course, first of all, I realized the transformation that I went through. The stability the stability and the fearlessness that I got from knowing Mohanji and from the teachings. So I was inspired to share this further with the world. So since 2016, I'm here full time. Although of course at this point I'm doing my master's degree here in Switzerland. and so several other roles, but nevertheless, my full-time volunteering service to the foundation is still there. Yeah.
That's so totally. It shows your dedication and your commitment, and it shows that you have no doubts whatsoever as to what the mission is all about. You spoke about clarity, and you can see that that is coming through, despite you still being a student and you're still studying for this, as you mentioned, for your master's now in international business studies there in Switzerland. And now let's look at you, Ganesh. What is your personal story that has brought you to this point of being appointed to as one of the councillors?
Thank you, Amy, for the question. I connected with Mohanji way back in 2010. I chanced upon a blog at that time when I was reading and trying to assimilate everything that is out there in the world of spirituality. The blog resonated with me, and I read that blog, and of course, I read all of his blogs. I wanted to sort of connect with him, and I found that there was a small video, sorry, not video, it's an audio recording on the web. Mohanji used to do a program called Mohanji's World back in Dubai, back in that time, and I heard him at that time. So I first read him, and then I listened to him. I was very curious. I wanted to sort of connect with him to talk to him, and eventually I did that. I was able to connect with him on email, and then finally I was able to do, in those days, Skype was the most popular one. So I did a Skype call with him and had the opportunity to see him. So this was back in 2010. I did finally, of course, I continued communicating with him, asking him questions that bothered me, and that he was very kind enough to sort of answer very patiently. And almost all my emails were responded to almost immediately. That's very surprising. I did not know that that he would be responding it in such with such clarity, and of course with such speed. In 2013, finally, I met him, Mohanji, in Shirdi on his birthday. And that was my first visit to Shirdi. And I met Mohanji and had the opportunity to meet some of his people around him at that time. I invited him over to the United States. He did come the same year in August 2013. He came to the United States. And then he, of course, even before that, he had told me to establish the ACT Foundation in the United States, along with Vijay, who was there. So we did do that. That was in March 2013. In August, he visited us, and then we established the Mohanji Foundation in November of 2013. So we celebrated the 10 years. Celebration was last year. And it's been a long, interesting journey. And so that is my story as with Mohanji.
Thank you. So, Ganesh, what would you say are the qualities that actually will be to the advantage to the council when you look at the whole Council of Nine as a whole? How do you see yourself and the experiences that you have, as being a senior member of Mohanji Foundation and having worked with Mohanji so closely? So you have a vision, also you have a view as to how this whole Council of Nine are going to be integrated to work as a whole. How do you see that happening?
Well, the vision, of course, is Mohanji's vision, and our goal, I think, as a council member, is to facilitate and make sure that vision becomes a reality. So each of us in the council have varied experiences from our background, from our experience both as members of the Mohanji Foundation in our respective countries, in our respective roles. We certainly have different perspectives and ideas. And I think Mohanji's interest in establishing this council is to bring us together so that these ideas can be discussed, debated, so that the best of those ideas can be implemented to the benefit of the organization. So that I think is what Mohanji's vision is all about. And I think the council is simply an instrument to achieve that vision, to get to that vision and goal of Mohanji.
That's beautifully put. And Barbara, yes, as Ganesh mentioned, coming from such diverse backgrounds, which such diverse skills and outlooks in life, your personal vision of adapting and working together, integrating with this council, how do you see this fit?
Yeah, I think all of the council members, of course, although we have all different backgrounds, different ages, that doesn't matter because we are aligned with the bigger picture, the vision of service to humanity. That's why we are here, and we have that clarity, and that is why the nine of us, in the last 10 years, we didn't look back. We have this clarity, and we have dedicated, and we do dedicate our time to creating, as Ganesh beautifully said, to bringing this vision into a reality. So far, the energy of the council is really beautiful. We have had our first decisions brought and voting, and of course the council is really mostly focused on some most important matters that come to the council for resolution. So we have had our first resolutions, and yeah, I think so far it's really it is really visible why this body is required, and it's just a blessing to be there and with this group itself.
It's a mature group, and we've already introduced three, and with you, due to the five councillors now to the world, so to speak. And Ganesh, what I'd like to say is that what Barbara mentioned was bringing this council together and working not as a hierarchy, but working as a unit. What are your views about that?
Yeah, that is Mohanji's vision too. But Mohanji wants a robust discussion of ideas. Ultimately, the decision is going to be one, but he wants that to be discussed, deliberated upon, and challenged and questioned so that the outcome is the best for the organization. So ultimately, we all function as a unit. And as I've said, our goal is to be an instrument to achieving Mohanji's vision in the world. And we will do that to the best of our ability and responsibility.
Okay, so coming back now, as we wrap this conversation, I'd like to say on the foundation, I see Boyana's here. Boyana, I know, are there any questions perhaps that anybody has put in the chat on our YouTube channel?
Hi, Amy, just give me a second. I will quickly check.
Okay, so while Boyana is checking there, so as we wrap this, I'd like to also add that Barbara is not only serving the mission full-time, Mohanji Foundation mission and the activities full-time, she's also a member of the Acharya board. Aside from all this, she's also still studying, which we heard, and you know that she's also a chess champion. Yeah, she's a very all-rounded person. She brings with her a wealth of experience from her involvement in the local and international chess federation or foundation, if I could call it that, Barbara. So a very young person here with such beautiful clarity, vision, and purpose. Yeah. What do you think about purpose as we wrap this up now, Barbara? So, and if there is anything else about the council that you would like to add?
Yes, thank you, Ami. So many praising words, Thank you. I think really, as you mentioned, okay, I played chess since I was 3, so for a big part of my life. Then I had a long break since I went to the States. My involvement in chess reduced. and life took a different course. But in the past years, really, Mohanji really expands our potential. You know, every challenge we cross, the more we can do. And this is really what I can see in my life. You know, although I'm a full-time student, and now I'm also an assistant to one of my professors and a full-time volunteer for the foundation, and so many different things. And then playing chess again, you know, which is also time-consuming. There are really no limits. Sometimes the limits we are the ones that we put on ourselves, and this is so beautiful for me. To see that really the foundation and Mohanji is really an inspiration to show us how much more we can do. You know, as he always says, like in the morning when you wake up, think, what more can I do for this world? And this question always gives me the capacity to do more. You know, because of course it's selfless. And then, you know, if 1 year or 2 years ago somebody would tell me I'd be doing all these things, I would say that's not possible. You know, it's just physically not possible. But all of our capacities expand. So yeah, I think if we could all live to the maximum of our capacity, then we can do so much more for this world. And I don't know if Ganesh would like to add something to that as well.
Well, it would be remiss on my part if I didn't mention that, of course, Mohanji has been coming to the United States for the past 11 years now, and he has traveled to almost many states from coast to coast. And so we celebrated the 10th year last year. And we've had several recognitions along the way. In the year 2022, we had the state of Texas declare 16th of April as Mohanji Foundation Day. And last year in 2023, the Collin County in Texas declared April 16th as Mohanji Day. So those are important proclamations and recognition that we as a foundation received for the work around the world. And Mohanji as a founder has received for his phenomenal work in the past many years. And last year, we also received the commendation from the Commonwealth of Virginia recognizing Mohanji Foundation, and that's a very important recognition also. So last year we also established the Mohanji Center for Benevolence. We were earlier, this is the first physical location that we now can call our own, and this is established in 2023. And of course, Mohanji was here last year to look at the place, and it's a 20-acre property. It's a beautiful property, which we are focused on developing over the years. And Mohanji's vision is to have these centers of benevolence as places where people can assemble, congregate, and and establish their own stability with these with their own individual, spiritual evolution can happen in these centers. So Mohanji again is coming in April. This year, next month, we will have the temple space is being established as we speak. We will have the wonderful prana pradishta happening of the various deities at the temple, and we will have 2 wonderful retreats. One, of course, the first retreat is a 4-day retreat, which Mohanji and Devi will be doing, and then the second retreat will be after the prana pradishta. Which is also going to be a wonderful opportunity for people to sign up and experience Mohanji at our Center for Benevolence. Last year, Mohanji, when he came here, the first thing he said was when he landed at the Center for Benevolence, he said that this land will bring stability to people. So he says people who come here, spend time here, will experience stability. And I encourage all of you listening out there, if you get an opportunity, do visit the United States, do visit our Center for Benevolence. We will very warmly welcome you and give you the opportunity to be part of the programming that we do there. And you can experience your own individual growth in terms of your spiritual evolution and of course contribute to the foundation too.
Thank you, Ganesh. What we'd like to also underscore is that The Mohanji Foundation is not a religious organization at all. It is a service organization. We need to really uh, uh, emphasize and define it that it is a service organization. It is to add value to the world. It is to serve the world, and it is to serve unconditionally. And Ganesh mentioned, we have several centers of benevolence. The US is one of them. It's just open now, beautiful place. We have also the Centers of Benevolence in Australia, in Canada, US, Serbia, Slovenia, South Africa, uh, India. These all centers, and Barbara also mentioned as well, these are places for stability and of stability. And it is there, it is open to everyone who is in need of that something that will lift your spirit and bring you closer to home. And that is of being you. That is Mohanji's basic teaching. And most important is to bring you to you. What are you? Who are you? What are you all about? So his teachings are about being you. So thank you so much to you, Barbara. We wish you all the very best in your studies and also on the council and personally and with Mohanji Foundation as well. All that you have brought are going to bring in. Thank you so much. And to you, Ganesh, it has been absolutely enlightening as to your sharing about how the council is going to be operating its vision, etc. Thank you very, very much to you and to you, Barbara. All the very best. If there's anything else you'd like to add before we say goodbye, now's your chance.
Thank you, Amy, for this opportunity and showcasing the work of the foundation in this manner. Appreciate all the work that you do. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you. It's all Mohanji's grace. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Ami. Just very grateful for your work and for bringing us here together and sharing each of our insights to the world from the point of view of the council.
Yeah, I felt it was really important to do that so that the world is aware that there is a council, and the first councillors, these are the faces of the names. As we say, first councillors, then we know who the first councillors are. And it is quite an honor, and it has been my privilege to speak to you. And all this is obviously surrendered to Mohanji. It is because of his grace that we are here. Today, everybody, we've been talking to dear Barbara Dizdarevic, and she's joined us from Switzerland, and our dear Ganesh was speaking to us, and it's very early in the morning there in Virginia in the United States, and we have at tech support today from Singapore, and that's our Boyana Fabel. You will know her, amazing artist, and she was also very well known to Mohanji Foundation. Thank you to M-House Media, your help, and Nemanja, to you, Boyana, and everyone. Thank you for watching. Hey, listen, please go out there, give us your nice, good comments on our channel. If you have questions, please, the council is here to answer as well. So thank you very much for being here. And next week, we will be introducing you to another two members of the council. Looking forward to that. And well, you will hear and get to know more about how Mohanji Foundation operates and what gives it this, how can I say that importance or the strength and the power to be what it is today, because it is a foundation that has grown and is growing immeasurably simply because of its sincerity in adding value to the world. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to our beautiful Barbara and our dear Ganesh, who's looking very handsome there too. Okay. Lots of love to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of love.